Hello learners, in this video we'll analyze the article which is asking if the voter ID should be linked to Aadhaar card in order to decrease or in order to tackle the voter frauds. So this is the kind of a question one can ask in such kind of a debate. They will ask you discuss the benefits and the challenges of linking voter ID with the Aadhaar card to tackle the voter fraud. So they're asking what are the benefits and what are the challenges if you had to do something like that to tackle this particular problem in the country. And how can the government ensure inclusivity and data privacy while implementing this reform? So this article can be asked in such a way. So we'll analyze what are the benefits or what are the favoring things if we link these both things in order to tackle some of the problem. So before getting into the linking of the voter ID and the Aadhaar card, first of all we'll understand what is voter fraud. So whenever there is multiple voting happening, so number one, multiple voting. Number two, the bogus voters. Or number three, impersonation of the voters. So whenever individually happening or together happening, then it is considered that the voter fraud has taken place. And this is posing a very grave challenge in India's electoral integrity, and ultimately it is questioning the principle of democracy, free and fair elections. All such kind of things are being questioned. So linking this kind of thing or the Aadhaar card with your voter ID is now standing like a solution to tackle this particular problem, and it is saying that to enhance the transparency and credibility, this is viable solution. But what are the issues? Issues regarding the feasibility, the privacy concerns and the potential benefits. There are more such kind of a benefits when you do that. So there is a problem, there is given a solution, and also there is some kind of a contradictory thing for that particular solution. Now, we will see the arguments which are favoring that by linking this you can tackle that particular problem. First of all, there is reduction in electoral fraud is what the point is favoring about. This will eliminate the duplication and fake voter entries if you link, because there is one unique identification number has given. So there is no chance of the duplication. In that order, you can reduce the electoral fraud. Because see, ensuring unique identification of voters using Aadhaar biometrics will reduce the electoral fraud is what it has been said. Now, improved electoral rules, streamlining the process of updating voter list by removing the redundant or erroneous entries. You can remove whatever the error entries are there because you already have a database regarding the Aadhaar card. So this is facilitating the detection of voters registered in multiple constituencies. Next, ease of verification. It will enable efficient authentication of voters at polling stations. Authentic verification is done because Aadhaar card number is unique identity number given to that particular person. There can't be multiple numbers. So it would be very easy to verify while the polling is happening. And it simplifies the process for migrant voters to register and vote. The ease of voting and the ease of verification will happen if we link Aadhaar card with the voter ID is a favoring point. Then it will boost the electoral participation. It will facilitate the seamless voter registration and portability, especially for internal migrants. And it also will encourage the digital integration for better outreach. Then, the government initiatives supporting the linkage can also be beneficial, like the Election Laws Amendment Act, which is done in 2021. It is providing for voluntary linking of Aadhaar with voter ID so that the electoral roll accuracy can increase. They have just made it mandatory, but this is not like enlarged link. The complete database are not merged yet. It's just an amendment done, and it is saying that you link your voter ID with your Aadhaar card. So such kind of supportive linkages for linking your Aadhaar and voter ID will have ease of verification, and there also will be the accurate electoral polls done, and that will improve in further for the electoral rolls and also the electoral participation. Next, What are the challenges? Obviously, there is a question of the privacy and data security. There's a lot of risk, and in the Puttaswamy judgment in 2017 itself, the ethical and legal questions of privacy were being raised. So it's a very big, negative point or a backset point with this particular solution. And they will exclude the marginalized groups. By other enrollment gaps, could disenfranchise the certain groups, especially the rural and economically weaker sections. Technical and procedural hurdles might deter some voters. Now, the rural and the weaker sections, they're very forcefully and in a positive way, they got Aadhaar number. But now the more technicalities to link your Aadhaar and voter ID, you're making it mandatory, might exclude the marginalized groups, and this might reduce, like the counter thing is, because of this, the outcome or the output can be the reduction in the electoral participation, especially among the rural and the economically weaker sections. So, and also there is a question of how do you implement. There should be a need of extensive coordination among the Election Commission and UIDAI and also the state authorities and also whoever the stakeholders responsible. So possibility of errors during this kind of linkages can be so much, so that there should be a proper technology being introduced in order to tackle this particular thing. So there are some kind of challenges and concerns as well, though there is also an alternative solution. So there is a case study regarding this. In Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, there was a pilot project done regarding this aspect, but they faced criticism saying that there was been a voter exclusion and also the data mismatch issue. So this kind of a case study showcases us that if you really have to bring such a kind of linkages, you need to have a proper technology, a systemized technology and proper implementation regarding that. And coming to the international examples, countries like USA, Canada and also some other European countries do follow this, but there is a separate system to protect the privacy. They have maintained the authentication, whatever the data is being done, they are more emphasized on privacy. So this can be a proper example for us to see if we are really going to get that in the future. So what is the Supreme Court and what are the legislative developments happening in and around this particular debate is, Supreme Court has observed that voluntary nature of Aadhaar linking should be there in the various judgments. It have not said that do it mandatorily, that the legislative or the executives come in the picture and kind of make it a rule. No, it didn't say like that, but it is saying that you guys voluntarily come forward and try to link it for your own benefits. And any mandate must balance the electoral reforms with the individual rights. So there is a question of privacy versus governance. So the two spectrum has to be tackled in a very proper way, so that balance is important. And the legislative safeguards. Provisions for opting out and alternative identification should be strengthened. And the data protection bill, once enacted, could address the privacy concerns. The data protection bill, such kind of more, legislative moves should be there in the picture in order to prioritize the privacy more than the governance aspect as well. So what can be done? What can be the solutions from the other experts for this to happen is, first of all, as I said, the privacy laws has to be strict, mandated and given very prioritized. So we have to have a robust data protection framework in order to address this privacy and data misuse concerns. And there should be transparent guidelines so that the data can be stored and shared properly. So the guidelines, whom the data is going to be shared, where and all it is going to be stored. Such kind of guidelines should be made public very transparently. And we have to ensure that the inclusivity is there. We have to conduct the awareness campaigns in order to no voter is being left in behind due to this process, and address the logistical challenges in the rural and the remotest of the areas of the country. And coming to technology and infrastructure, to do this we need to have a proper technology, a systemized technology. If necessary, we need to seek help from others as well. So we have to leverage the advanced technology so that the errors can be coming down in order to uphold the voter authentication. And the regular audits, not just making it off and bringing and implementing, but also the auditing and the maintenance should be so proper that regularly in the proper intervals there should be cross checks of where are we standing. So linking this can be a solution to tackle the voter frauds, but there should be a balanced approach, because we need to take care of the electoral transparency and prevent the frauds, and also we should ensure the privacy, and we have to prevent as much as possible whatever the marginalized sections are about to get excluded. This has to be taken care, because democracy should reach the grassroots levels is what we believe. So this kind of a crucial making should have a proper balance in order to tackle the bigger problem. So this is all about how and why, and should we really link such kind of things, and what are the judiciary and legislative sayings about this particular topic was been spoken in that article. Thank you.